Hey everyone, and welcome back to another video. Now here's a car that I haven't featured in a very long time. This is my 2001 BMW E38 740i with the Sport package. So I'm sure many of you have been wondering where my E38 has been all this time, and I figured an ownership update is long overdue at this point. So to give you guys a quick summary, I bought this E38 in 2018, and in the first year of ownership, the car required about $1,000 of maintenance, with the majority of the work being suspension work. In 2019, after providing a 1-year ownership update video of this car, I purchased my back then new to me E55 AMG, and since then I've been alternating between the E55 and the 740i. I put the E55 in storage back in the winter and have been driving this since. I've mainly been using the 740i as the so-called winter car, but our winters here are pretty mild, so I definitely wouldn't call this a winter beater. Anyways, back to the E38. So ever since I posted the 1-year ownership report back in 2019, the car hasn't seen as much road use, maybe 2,000 kilometers or so. In terms of the work that has been needed, it hasn't been too overwhelming. One issue I had at the beginning of the year was the car turning on. When you turn the key, you would just hear a click, and that was it. The issue was the starter motor, and a new unit from Bosch was put in. The starter motor itself was about 250 Canadian dollars. The next issue I had was this plastic trim right here above the bumper. What happened was a long time ago, a log rolled down my driveway and hit the trim piece, which cracked it. After searching the internet to get a price for the trim piece, the cheapest option actually ended up being to order it from my local dealership. The piece itself set me back about 90 Canadian dollars. And if you know these old BMWs well, you'll know that jobs like this, replacing these old plastic parts, are the bane of every BMW owner's existence, because these plastic bits are very fragile as the car gets to a certain age, and you have to tread very carefully when removing and putting these pieces back, otherwise you can easily break something else. And finally, the last thing that was done was an oil change. So, in the last 2,000 or so kilometers of driving this car, it has run me roughly 500 or so Canadian dollars for maintenance. Man, it is really comfortable back here. Usually I spend most of my time in this car driving it, so I don't get to experience what it's like as a passenger in the back, but I think it'd be awesome to go on a long road trip and sit back here. It is really comfortable. Anyways, there's nothing really new to report with the interior of this E38. Surprisingly, most things in here still work, including these plastic cup holders, which are actually known as a common fault in these E38s to not work over time. And as far as this specific interior goes, it's pretty special in my opinion because it's got a lot of cool options. For instance, it's got the chrome line package, and then what that entails is you get wooden and chrome trim around certain interior bits, like the gear shifter, a few buttons, the door sills, the gauge cluster, and also you get these really nice wooden grab handles. Another thing that this E38 has is this really nice and soft black Alcantara headliner, and my guess is that this headliner is not stock. I think what happened is that these E38s, they have the common issue of sagging headliners, and so my guess is that this E38 developed it and then they replaced the sagging headliner with this aftermarket black Alcantara one. And I know some of you in the comments like to say that this isn't a proper M Sport because it doesn't have the 3-spoke steering wheel. And just to give you an idea, back in 2001, the original owner was very generous when speccing the car and pretty much checked every single box on the build sheet. And one option that they wanted was heated steering wheel. And because the 3-spoke steering wheel did not come with heated steering. It had to come with the 4-spoke one. And also, one option that's really cool is that this car, or this E38, still has its original flip phone. Pretty neat. Starts like a charm. All right, so here we are going for a quick drive in my E38, and I'm just gonna give you guys a quick overview of the driving experience. If you want a full in-depth review of how this car drives, feel free to check out my full review on this car. But before we do that, let's do a quick launch. So to do that, we're gonna put it in manual mode, and I think back in the day, this car had something like a 6.5 second 0 to 60 time. So I guess let's see how close we can get to that time. Wow. It's definitely peppy, especially considering it's got the shorter final drive ratio. All right, so let's start off with the positives. So the first thing that I want to highlight is how well this car handles given its size and its age. The fact that this car is from 2001 and it weighs roughly 42 or 4,300 pounds is truly phenomenal given how well this car handles. And I really have to tip my hat off to the BMW engineers of this era that designed the suspension for this M Sport E38. They really did a phenomenal job, and the suspension really gives you the best of both worlds when it comes to day-to-day comfort, along with offering you a certain athleticism when you take it on back roads. It's by no means a sports car, but it's definitely not a slouch, and you can actually have pretty decent fun with it. So up front, we've got the 4.4 liter V8 engine with dual overhead cams. That was basically BMW's go-to V8 engine for its North American cars of this era. And what you'll find is that the power figures it gives you are totally adequate. It makes 280 horsepower and roughly 320 foot-pounds of torque, which is definitely enough to make this car move. As far as the negatives go with this car, some people might stay away from it because they've heard of reliability nightmares, and that is true to some extent. The 4.4 liter V8 has timing chain guide issues, which can make the engine go kaput. But other than that, if that's addressed preventatively, then this engine is pretty much no different to maintain than other BMW inline-six engines. And it can get surprisingly good fuel economy. I mean, then again, this is coming from an E55 owner where anything below 17 liters per 100 kilometers seems good. But putting that aside, you can get under 9 or 8 liters per 100 kilometers on the highway conservatively driving it, which in my opinion is really good for a V8 engine from 2001. Well everyone, there you have it. That's a quick ownership update on my E38 740i with the Sport package. The best way to describe this car is that it's a timeless car that's practical and it offers you adequate performance. I never feel like this car needs more power given its driving characteristics, and I definitely don't feel that its comfort should be sacrificed for better handling. This car is a fantastic cruiser, and just the other day I managed to fit so much stuff in the rear along with a few passengers, and all in great comfort. So anyways, that's it for today's video. If you want to get more up-to-date info on our cars, feel free to follow us on Instagram, and also leave a like on this video, subscribe, comment, all the good stuff. So as always guys, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.